The classroom buzzed with excitement. Everyone was talking about the upcoming university prom. Their voices filled with laughter and playful teasing. Ayu, did you hear? One of Tong's friends said, this year's prom is going to be huge. They have booked a five-star hotel for it. Hobby, Menu is coming with his new girlfriend. They say he is arriving in a Lamborghini. The group gasped, clearly impressed, but Tong sitting quietly in his seat only tightened his grip on his pen. Minhu, the name alone was enough to make his chest touch his ex-boyfriend, the one who left him for someone else, now about to flaunt his new love in front of whole university. Thanga, are you going to the prom? Don't tell me you skip again. Before Thong could respond in decent, why wouldn't he skip? He is married now, his husband is rich, right? Thong should come in style. What would that would shut Minhu up? The group laughed lightly, but Thong's lips pressed into a thin line. Married? Yes, he was. To John Jungkook, the CEO everyone admired, feared, and envied. But to Thong, that marriage was nothing more than a cold agreement. They lived in the same house but barely spoke. Jungkook has never once asked him how his day was, never once smiled at him warmly. Before Thong could find an excuse to change the topic, the classroom door opened and in walked Minhu, arm in arm with a pretty girl. She wore designer clothes. She smiled as if she owned the place. Minhu smirked when he spotted Thong, clearly pulling his girlfriend closer. Are you? Yeah. Are you? Whispered, nudging him. That's Menu. New girlfriend? Look at them. They are particularly grooving. Thong's throat tightened. He forced a polite smile, but inside the warmth was crumbling. The whispers and stares, the way Menu's eyes lingered on him as if mocking, everything pressed down on his chest. His friend kept talking excitedly, but Thong's mind wondered that he looked so happy. And me? I'm just invisible, married to a man who doesn't even look at me. What's the point of being the CEO's husband when I can't even hold my head high in front of my ex? He lowered his gaze to his notebook, pretending to read, but his hand trembled slightly. The classroom fell silent the moment Menu stepped inside with his new girlfriend. She was strikingly pretty in the latest designer fashion, her hair shimmering as she walked confidently by the side. Murmurs spread like wildfire. Wow, isn't that the richest girl in the university? Someone whispered. Why would she settle with a jerk like Menu? Another questioned. I always told Tong to break up with him. Back then, one of his classmates sighed, shaking their head. But he didn't listen, and sadly, his boyfriend was the one who broke up with him first. Tong sat frozen in his chair, staring at his desk, wishing he could disappear. Every word stung, opening the wound he thought had long healed. Menu's eyes scanned the room until they landed on Tong, smirking as if mocking him, as he stopped right in front of him. Well, Menu said, the tone dripping with arrogance. Tong, how are you doing these days? I heard you got married to the CEO of one of the most successful companies in Korea. Isn't it right? Tong opened his mouth, but no words came out before he could say anything. Hoseok, his closest friend, leaned forward, his voice sharp but with anger. That's right, Hobie snapped. He didn't just marry anyone, he is married to Jeon Jungkook, the CEO of Korea's most successful company. So, you better keep your mouth shut, Minu. Tong's eyes widened and he tugged Hobie's sleeves, whispering, Hobie, stop it, let's just go home. But Minu wasn't finished. He chuckled, tilting his head as if enjoying the show. Home? Why so shy, Tong? Don't tell me. You are embarrassed already, I wonder. He tapped his chin lightly, mockingly. Your husband is a CEO. Will he ever join the silly university prom party? Or will you embarrass yourself again this year, like the last 2 years? What do you think? Aren't you going to the prom? Or it is because you don't have a partner? His girlfriend, who had been quietly observing, let out a soft laugh. But he has a husband, doesn't he? A husband is the best kind of partner. He can bring him to the prom. Minu smirked wider. Yes, he has a husband, but let's be real. His husband must be a very busy person. After all, he is a CEO. Why would he spare his precious time on a boy like Tom? Someone who just roam around freely, carefree, without a single serious thing in his life. The girl giggled again, leaning on Minu's arm. Exactly. I mean, what will a CEO even see in someone like him? Tong faced wondered with emulation as the word echoed around the room. Every whisper and every laugh pressed down on him. Jimmy slammed his notebook shut, glaring at Minu. Watch your mouth. Tong doesn't need to prove anything to you. Hobby. Exactly. Just because you are showing off with this new girlfriend now doesn't change the fact that you treated Tong like a trash back then. Everyone told him you weren't good for him, but he didn't listen. In the end, you were the one who left him. The word made Minu's jaw tighten for a moment, but then he smirked, pulling his girlfriend closer. Believe whatever you want. I have moved on to better things, and you always say soon. It at prom. His girlfriend giggled sweetly, clinging to his arm as he raised his voice to the entire class could hear. I will be arriving at my new Lamborghini with her, he announced proudly. Let's see who outshines who this year. Gasp and murmurs repeated through the student. Lamborghini? Someone whispered in awe. That's insane. That car cost more than we will ever earn in lifetime. Another added. Tom kept his eyes fixed on the floor, feeling smaller with every second. Minu leaned down just slightly, his smirk sharp. Tom, I really do wonder, when I arrive at the prom, hand in hand with her, stepping out of the Lamborghini, what will you be doing? Standing in the corner, hiding your face, like last year? His girlfriend gave him a playful show, laughing. Stop it, Minu. You will make him cry. The class erupted into uneasy laughter, some awkward, some entertained. Minu finally straightened, satisfied with the emulation he had planted, and walked out of the room with his new girlfriend, hands turned to watch them leave. The moment they were gone, Hobie turned to Tong with worry. Tai, this is not good. He's clearly going to use it in the prom to mock you. Jimin, yeah, if you don't show up, people will talk. If you do show up alone, he will still mock you. This could really be humiliating. Tong perceived a faint smile through it didn't rest in its eyes. It doesn't matter. Let's see what they want. But his hand clenched tightly around his notebook, betraying the storm brewing inside him. Ayu placed her hand on his shoulder. But don't you think you need to do something about this? Why don't you talk to your husband? Jimin. Yeah, she's right. You can ask him to accompany you for the prom party. He will not say no to the pretty boy like you. Tai chuckled bitterly. You think I'm pretty? Ayu, of course you are. Why are you asking that? Hobie, you shouldn't ask that, Tai. You know you are pretty. Tai, I thought so for years. Jimin, what do you mean by that, Tai? Tai, if I was pretty, he wouldn't have left me and dated that pretty girl. Jimin, come on, Tai, you know he was a jerk. Have ignored you a lot of time. Hobie, still you were after him like you weren't gonna find someone else. Ayu, so many times we told you break up with him. He's a jerk, but you didn't listen. And now, when he did, all you think is it was your fault because you are not pretty enough. That's a total bullshit. Ask your husband once, and he will describe your beauty thing. The house was silent when Jungkook stepped in, losing his style. Normally, Taeyong would appear right away, taking his bag, helping him with Tae, greeting him with a quiet smile, even if they never exchanged any word. But today, nothing. Jungkook frowned slightly. He looked toward the kitchen. Taeyong was there, standing in the stove, stirring the pot of the soup. He didn't even glance up. Didn't even move when Jungkook entered. It wasn't like him. For a moment, Jungkook carried on with his routine, freshen up, changing his clothes. But when he came downstairs again, Tong was still standing there in the same position, eyes blank and moving spatula absent-mindedly as if lost in another world. Jungkook, what's wrong, Tong? The sound startled Tong. He blinked rapidly, snapping out of his daze, and the spatula slipped from his hand. Drop of the hot soup splashed over his hand. The hot soap plashes onto his skin. Ah! Tong winced and stung, making him flinch. In the instant, Jungkook runs to the kitchen, grabbing Tong's wrist firmly without a word. He dragged him into the sink and shoved his hand under the running tap. Cold water flowed over his burn, and Tong is his softer, his delicate skin turning red. Jungkook, why weren't you paying attention? Jungkook's voice was low like a growl, not angry at Tong, but at the situation. Tong bit his lip, not answering. Jungkook grabbed a clean towel, carefully patting Tong's hand dry. His brows were furrowed with worry. He laughed for a moment, then returned with the first aid kit, unscrewing the tube of ointment. Sit, he ordered. Tong quickly obeyed, sitting onto the stool. Jungkook knelt in front of him, taking his hand with surprising gentleness. He applied the ointment slowly, his thumb brushing carefully over the reddened skin. It's not deep, Jungkook muttered, but it could have been worse. Why the hell weren't you careful? Do you know how easily this could scar you? Tong looked at him in surprise. For a man who really spoke to him, Jungkook was trembling with something wrong, anger, yes, but beneath in fear. Jungkook wrapped a light bandage around the burn and exhaled, forcing himself to calm down. His hand lingered on Tong's wrist, gripping it lightly as if making sure he was real, safe. Inside, Jungkook stretched his chin. Why did it have to happen to him? To my tongue, so delicate, so precious. For the first time, Jungkook realized how much it hurt him to see Tong in pain. Jungkook's hand was still on Tong's wrist, his grip firm, it trembling slightly. His eyes searching Tong's face. Those brown eyes had unusually avoiding him, now cleansed with unshed tears. Jungkook, why were you distracted? You didn't even notice me come home. Tong lowered his gaze, his lips pressed into a thin line. It's nothing. Jungkook narrowed his eyes. Nothing made you stare at a pot for almost an hour. Silence. Only the faint rubbing of soap filled the kitchen. Jungkook's jaw clenched. He wasn't used to being ignored, especially not by Tong, who usually fluttered around him like a quiet shadow. Finally, Jungkook tilted Tong's chin up with his two fingers, forcing him to meet his gaze. Tell me, he demanded with the softest voice. Tong breathed eased, his heart hammering against his ribs. Because the first time since their marriage, Jungkook was looking straight into him, not as a formality, not as a stranger, but as if he genuinely wanted to know. Tong swallowed. That university, Minu was there. Jungkook's expression darkened instantly. Your ex? Tong nodded. He came with his new girlfriend. Everyone was talking about them, about how rich and beautiful she is, and he mocked me. The last word slipped out like a confession, fragile and shaky. Jungkook's grip on his wrist tightened. Mocking you? About what? Tong looked down, shame coloring his cheek. He asked if you would ever come to something as small as university prom. He said I would embarrassed myself again like the last 2 years, standing alone, and his girlfriend laughed, saying if I have a husband I should bring him. But then Minu said, tears slipped, biting his lip hard. Jungkook was deadly calm. What did he say? Tong sobbed, wiping his tears from his cheek. That you are a CEO, busy, important, and I'm just a useless student. That you will never waste your precious time on someone like me. The word hung in the air, heavy and poisonous. Tong's eyes glistened. He looked so fragile, and maybe he's right. For a moment there was a silence. Jungkook's heart twisted painfully at those words. His precious Tong, his gentle, delicate husband, actually believed he wasn't worth his time. Jungkook's eyes burned with anger, not at Tong, not even at the silly prom, but at Minu, who dared to plant something thought in Tong's head. His voice came out low, dangerous. He will regret every word he said. Tong sat at the dining table, his burned hand bandaged neatly with ointment, still cooling his skin. Jungkook was right across from him, sleeves rolled up as he looked at Taeyang, hesitantly shivered on his lip. So, about prom you said you will see. But one more thing. Jungkook dented his eyebrows lifting. What is it, baby? Tong blinked fast, his lashes fluttering nervously. He looked like a baby, little boy cock sneaking sweet from the jar. He said he's coming in a Lamborghini with his new girlfriend. The word left his mouth almost like a confession. His round eyes filled with worry as if Shankar could take it lightly or worse, get upset. But instead, Shankar leaned back, letting out a small chuckle that grew into the amusement laugh. He reached across the table, tapping his husband's nose with a fingertip. That's it. He wanted to show up a rented car, then let him. A cheap trick to hide his insecurity. Tong's part is still nervous, but everyone's eyes widened when he said it. What if I get compared again? What if? Jungkook didn't let him finish. He leaned in, his hand cupping Tong's chin gently, tilting his face up until their eyes locked. My tongue doesn't get compared. He shines, and if he needs glitter, I will add them myself. Trust me. When you walk in with me, no one will ever remember a stupid Lamborghini. They will only see you. Tong's breath issued as Jungkook's word melted into him like a warmth on coarse skin. He wanted to believe him, and a part of him already did. Tong, in a tiny voice, you mean it? Jungkook smirked, pressing his forehead against thighs. Of course I do. Let him bring his car, his girlfriend, his whole ego. We will make him regret everything. He could outshine us. Tong blinked at him still with those puppy eyes, but now with a faint smile tugging at his lip. Jungkook teasingly brushing his thumb over Ty's cheek. Just get ready, love. I will handle the rest. If he wants to put on a show, I will make sure he ends up as a clown. The prom evening arrived, and Tong thought it would. All day he had been pacing around the house, too anxious to eat properly, while Jungkook on the other hand had been completely calm, finishing his meeting early and disappearing into their walk-in closet for a good hour. When Jungkook finally walked downstairs fully dressed, Tong almost forgot how to breathe. Jungkook wore a perfectly tourist black suit, the fabric hugging his tall, broad frame like it had been stitched just for him, which, knowing Jungkook, it probably had. His hair had styled back in a way that showed off his sharp jawline and piercing eyes. His deep red wine what added the right touch of elegance. He looked like a king walking out of the palace. But when Jungkook saw Tong, he stopped, literally stopped in his track, halfway down the stair, one hand tightening on the railing. Tong stood in the living room nervously, tugging at his cuff of his white silk shirt. He wasn't dressed, but look was effortless perfection. A soft champagne-colored suit hugging his lean figure, and fabric flowing in the way that made him look both regal and delicate at the same time. His hair fell naturally over his forehead, soft curls brushing his eyebrows, and the subtle shimmer of his skin. Light makeup, Jungkook could tell hobby helped him, made him glow under the candlelight light. Tong looked like a dream, not loud, not sloppy, not trying too hard, just breathtaking. Jungkook's lips parted, but no words came out for a moment. He just stared. His heartbeat felt too loud. His chest tightened in a way he couldn't control. Tong, what? Why are you looking at me like that? Tong stammered, fingertip with his sleeves, eyes starting everywhere but at Jungkook. Jungkook finally exhaled a low laugh, running a hand through his hair, his dispersion and remaining step slowly, his gaze never leaving Tae, because Jungkook was dropped as gilly and raw with admiration. I didn't know it was possible for someone to look this beautiful and still not realize it. Tong blinked, his face heating instantly. Don't say things like that, he murmured, hiding his face behind his hand, but Jungkook reached forward gently, pulling Tae's hand down. He tilted his chin up. Their eyes met, his thumb brushing over his jaw. My tongue. Jungkook whispered, his smirk softening into something warmer. Forgot prom. Forgot Minu. You have already won. You have already stolen every beat I have. Tong's heart fluttered so wildly he thought it might jump right out of his chest. Let me show you something. The cool night air brushed against Thong's cheeks as Jungkook led him by the land out of their yard. The thigh was still flustered from earlier cheeks burning, his mind replaying Jungkook's word in the living room. He thought maybe Jungkook just wanted some fresh air before they left for the prom, but when they reached the far end of the yard, Jungkook gave him a small signal with his finger. Immediately, the guard by the side gate stepped forward, pressed a cord, and the large carriage-like door began to open. Thong blinked, curious, until his breath caught in his throat, because slowly, majestically, a private jet rolled out, its sleek body gleaming under the yard's golden light, painted in a bold, luxurious black. But what made Thong's eyes widen even more were the soft, shimmering pink assets sticking along its curves like delicate ribbons tied around the untouchable treasure. It wasn't just powerful, it was beautiful, elegant, unique. Thong froze, his hand flying to cover his mouth. His wide, doe eyes reflected the shimmer surface of the aircraft as it stopped in front of them. Jungkook, he whispered, his voice trembling. What is this? Jungkook turned to him with his small, confident smile that only he could pull off. His deep voice was calm, but his eyes sparkling as he spoke. This, Jungkook said, slipping one hand around into his pocket while the other reached up to brush a stray curl from Thong's forehead. It's yours. Thong snapped toward him in shock, words stuck in his throat. Continued more serious. I was planning to give it to you on our wedding day, but I keep thinking you might misunderstood me, that you would think I was just showing off or forcing things onto you, so I waited. But tonight, he did his scene toward the jet, then back at the tonight feels like the right moment. Tonight, we are not just attending prom, we are outshining your ex and his little rented car. And the whole world is going to know whom you belongs to. Thong stood frozen, his lips parted, his hand still pressed against his mouth. Shock, happiness, disbelief, too many emotions all tangled up inside him. His heart was racing so fast it hurts, and his eyes burned as if they might spill tears at any second. He couldn't speak, he couldn't even move. All he could do was to stare at the man beside him, the man who, despite their silence, felt marriage, still saw him, still thought of him, still wanted to protect him. Jungkook gazed softened at Tae's silence. He stepped closer, gently taking Tae's wrist and lowering his hand from his mouth, his thumb brushing over the soft skin there as he murmured, Jungkook, I hope you like it, Thong. Tae swallowed hard, finally letting out a shaky laugh, still speechless. His lips covered just slightly, eyes shining with something Jungkook had never seen so clearly before, pure, unfiltered emotion. The night of the prom was glistening with excitement. Strings of fairy light hung across the school ground, and the red carpet stretched from the parking area straight into the garden hall. Students had gathered outside, whispering, gossiping, and squealing whenever someone arrived in the nice car. But when they heard the purring sound of expensive engine, he'd immediately turn it. Nino's brand new Lamborghini stopped in front, sleek and shining under the light. The crowd gasped, murmur rising louder as everyone rushed closer to see. How? Wow, he really brought the Lambo. He must have spent millions on that. Of course, he would show off. The girls squealed, some even pulling out their phone to record. Mino behind the wheel, smirking smugly. He felt like a celebrity already, soaking in attention. His arm lazily wrapped on his girlfriend, waved out of the window. He lifted his chin a little higher, satisfied with the envious stare. Yes, this was his moment. But then something strange happened. Fairy lights hanging above began to sway. A sharp cold wind rushed through the ground, flowing at everyone's clothes and hair. People gasped, shielding their eyes as the breeze grew stronger. The murmur turned into confusion shouts. What's happening? Why is it so windy all of a sudden? And then the roar of aeroplane engine echoed above every head, tilted skyward. Gas broke out louder than before as the private jet appeared over it, its black body gleaming under the moonlight, streaking of pink assets, light glowing like ribbons against the night sky. The sound was thunderstorm, commanding every ounce of attention. The jet circles once, hovering lower and lower until its massive wing pan cast a shadow over the entire parking lot and directly over Minu's Lamborghini. Minu's smirk fell instantly, his eyes widened in horror as the jet descended closer and closer, the wire pressure riddling against the car. Yeah, move it, Minu. It's gonna crush your car. Someone shouted from the crowd. Panicking, Minu fumbled quickly, tucking back into the driver's seat. His girlfriend screamed, clutching her purse tightly as he hurriedly started the engine. The Lamborghini screeched, speeding away from the direct spot where the jet's wheel all touched down. The students screamed in awe, some laughing, some in shock, as the black and pink jet finally descended with grace. Shaku's bodyguard, dressed in sharp black suit, arrived at the same moment in sleek black Lambo. They stepped out, forming a line and clearing the crowd with a firm and gesture. Everyone stepped back, mixed face. The roaring jet engine thundered one last time before the aircraft wheel kissed the ground. The private jet smoothly rolling across the lot before stopping right in front of the prom entrance, exactly where the Lamborghini had been a moment ago. The crowd erupted. Oh my god, who the hell just landed in the plane at prom? This is insane. Phone were out, flashes everywhere. Minu, still gripping his steering wheel from the safest distance, sat frozen, his face pale. The moment he had been waiting for was ripped from him completely, because this wasn't just an entrance, this was a statement. The helicopter stopped smoothly, its engine still humming low, sending an air swirling around the student. The fairy light over it flickered from the rush of fire, and the red carpet now seemed too small, too ordinary compared to the beast of a machine that had just landed. For a moment, nobody moved. Then the whisper started. Did someone just landed in private chopper at a prom? No way. This can't be real. Was it is? Maybe a celebrity kid goes here? Or wait, could it be Dong's husband? I heard he is the CEO of Korea's biggest companies. The gossips spread like wildfire, voices layering over each other. Excitement and disbelief mixing in the night air. Phones were lifted higher, dozens of flashes flickering as everyone tried to capture and decide. Meanwhile, Minu sat frozen in his Lamborghini, a little away. His girlfriend leaned closer, whispering nervously, Minu, don't tell me. This jet is... Shut up. Minu snapped. Though his voice wavered, his milk was gone, replaced by unease. His eyes locked onto the looming black and pink jet that had stolen all the attention he thought belonged to him. Back near the crowd, Hobie let out a low whistle, elbow Jimin. Well, damn. If this is Dong's husband, Minu just got put 6 feet under without a fight. Jimin shouted, eyes sparkling with amusement. But more like cremated. Did you see the way everyone ignored the Lambo the second the jet showed up? Excitement built higher and higher. Student pressed against clearly barricade. The bodyguard had formed, whispering, squealing. Who is coming out? Is it Dong? Oh my god. If it's him, this will be legendary. Forgot legendary. This will be in school history book. Then came the sound that silenced the crowd. The soft machine hiss of the jet's door began to open. All eyes turned toward it. Heart raced, phone pointed. The door slowly descended, stood unfolding gracefully into the ground, each second looking longer than a minute. The students collectively held their breath, anticipated, because whomever stepped out of that jet was about to own the night. First came Jungkook. He appeared at the top of the stair like he was born to own the spotlight. Dressed in a flawless black tuxedo with a wine red tie, his broad shoulder and tall frame radiate quiet power that students erupt into gasps and whispers instantly. Oh my god, he looks like he walked straight out of the movie. That's Dong's husband, the CEO. He is so much hotter than I imagined. Jungkook hovered, didn't back in attention. His eyes softened as he turned back, stepping lightly aside. Like a gentleman, he extended his hand, and then Dong appeared. Tae stepped out slowly, placing his delicate hand into the Jungkook's, and the crowd collectively lost their mind. His champagne-colored suit shimmering under the light, every detail enhancing his soft elegance. The way his curl framed his face, the nervous flush on his cheek, the way his eyes glowed. He didn't look like just a student anymore. He looked ethereal. Gasps and squall filled the air. He is gorgeous, way prettier than Minu's new girlfriend. God, they look like a prince and king together. And the most stimulating part, even Minu's girlfriend, who had been clutching to his arm for attention, leaned forward with wide eyes and muttered under her breath, "Gosh, he is sexier than you, Minu. I wish I could have a husband like him." The group of students standing nearby heard it and burst into laughter, the sound spreading quickly. "Did you hear that? Even his girlfriend was Dong's husband." Minu really fumbled the bag. He left Dong and Tae ended up with someone 10 lungs higher. This is legendary. Minu's face burned red, his fist clenching on the steering wheel. He could feel the mockery stabbing him from every corner. Meanwhile, Jungkook led Dong gracefully down the stair, his hand firm around Tae's as thoughts said, declaring to the world, "This is mine." At the bottom, Jungkook's smirk returned, sharp and deadly, as he finally turned toward Minu. His voice was calm but dripping with mockery as he spoke, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Jungkook, I am sorry, Minu," Jungkook said, tilting his head slightly with a fake pity. "I didn't mean to outshine your Lamborghini tonight. My original plan was to actually crush it with my princess set." The crowd gasped, half horrified, half thrilled. But Jungkook sighed dramatically, clicking his tongue. "You moved it away too fast. What a shame. It would have been such a satisfying crush." Laughter broke out everywhere, students clutching their stomach as Minu's simulation doubled. Jungkook stepped closer, his arm sliding over Dong's waist possessively. His smirk widened as he added the finishing blow. "Anyway, you won a Lambo? Cute. My bodyguards do too. Look." Everyone turned their head in unison as two sleek pitch black Lamborghini rolled forward behind the jet. Bodyguards stepped out casually like it was nothing. The crowd gasped louder than ever, screams and laughter mixing. "He has two Lambo for his guards? This isn't even fair anymore. Minu should just leave at this point." Minu's girlfriend buried her face in embarrassment, muttering curses under her breath, while Minu sat frozen in humiliation, his ego shattered. Jungkook tightened his arm around Dong's wrist, pulling him closer as he leaned down, murmuring something only Tae could hear, something soft enough to make Tae blush deeply. Then, without sparing Minu another glance, Jungkook led Dong into the palm hall, the crowd parting like wave before them, because that night there was no doubt the king and his precious prince had arrived.